Welcome to the Middleware Tech YouTube channel. In this series, you'll learn about method in Python. Null code examples used in the videos will be available on GitHub. Let's get started.
Will not complexity. So I'm talking about now method inside Python class. Okay, how we can create a method inside a Python class. So what are the different types of method is available inside a Python class, right? So we have total 3 types of method inside a Python class. What are the 3 types? Number 1, we say it is an instance method. And number 2, we say it is an class method. See here, it is slightly different. Class method. Static variable and class variable is same, but static method and class methods are not same in Python. That's why I'm just talking about them separately. Just here, please. We have a static instance method, we have a class method, and we have a static method. Static method I'm talking about. Okay, so let's write an example to understand these 3 types of method, how I'm going to work and how I'm going to define them. Okay, so let's take an example and try to understand these 3 types of method. Take a particular object, I can take product. Okay, take a particular class product. You can take product or take it product only, class product. Inside this product class, I want to use one default constructor inside the product class. So def, let's go init, default constructor, right? So only self is there, right? Okay. Inside this default constructor, I need to print something like if you want, you can use an instance variable also, no issues. Self dot name equal to this is product constructor. Okay, default constructor inside the class, and we have one stance variable inside the class that I have initialized to the particular value. Okay, and inside this class, I declare one class variable. Assume it is a static variable or class variable pname. Okay. And assume its name is electronics. Okay. Now here, let's define. I've already given default constructor define noises, and so an object. Fine. Assume I'm creating an object. Product object created. Default constructor will be called, and I'm going to print that name product. How I'm going to call this name? Name is an instance variable. It's an instance variable, right? So I'm calling object dot variable name, and it's fine. A simple product class. Okay, save it. Now, let me check it's running or not. I've just taken separate example to talk about. I'm seeing all the things one by one. execute first. Class for constructor, initializing object of this class, and then calling this print method.
May I ask a question in between?
Yes, please tell me.
So towards the instance methods, this is what you have already shown before, and now you are explaining the class method.
Okay.
Or
Now, before I'm talking about instance variable. Before I've used instance variable. So instance variable is that variable that is declared inside a constructor. And in this example, I have used, this is an instance variable. Now I'm talking about instance method. So still I have not defined anything. I'm coming into that.
Okay, thanks.
So product, I'm just, since I'm using a different example, just making that ready in that class, py. So, and just let me check it is running or not. Product class is running and no issues on this. Fine. Now see. Now I'm talking about, I'm going to define instance method. We have three types of method inside a class. Instance method. So let me talk about instance method first. Right? So what is that instance method? Instance method means the normal method. The method where we are using instance variable is called, that is called instance method. So already you know what is instance method. Already you know, just I'm giving a separate name. Like this, I'm writing one method. I'm going to writing one method inside this. Def method one and self. And inside this method, I'm going to print assume the product ID you want to print, or do one thing, create one parameterized constructor, the default constructor, right? Or if I want to create a parameterized constructor, then how it will come. The parameterized constructor sends PID. So how it will be self dot prod ID equal to PID. Then self dot prod name equal to pname. Correct. And that pname you should provide here. This parameters how we define parameterized constructor. And let's take the attribute. Self dot prod description equal to p. C. So this is another one attribute p tsha, right? So if you see here, this is this constructor. So in this method, what I'm going to do, I'm going to print all the attribute parameters constructor. So print first product ID. Product ID. And just printing this one, right? inside this. Instance variable product name, and then product description, and printing product TSC. Okay. The instance variable value, I'm just printing inside a method, method one, right? Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an object. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an instance method. See how instance method, how to interact with instance. This is actually instance method. We name it as an instance method. So if I'm going to create an object of p1 equal to product, and you can pass assume all in string type. So p01, comma, assume it is mobile, and description is total. Okay, fine. I created one object. Parentless constructor. The object name is p1, and then I'm calling this method so that it will print all the variable value. p1 dot method one. That's it, right? Yes. Now I'm talking. So this is called instance method. So if I want to define instance method, what I'll say? The method where we are using instance variable. The method where you are using instance variable is called instance method. Very simply, as per documentation, you can select that noises. The method where we are using instance variable. Instance variable is called instance method. Instance method. That's it. One line definition you can say for the instance method. Method one and instance method, very simple, nothing is there. You can see here this instance method actually printing the instance variable value only. Fine, there is no issues. Okay. Next, I'm talking about class method, and it should run also. There is no problem. It should run. It should run that you're running here. So, yeah. Fine. Now this is running or not. Then I come to the next. File save.
Yeah, could you please modify in 15th line?
15th line. PDSC,
PRYF.
PD.
PRYF.
Yes, correct. File save. Yes, running fine, right? It's running fine. So this is about instance method. Simple method that you are going to use that is dealing with instance variable. Now talk about, now in Python, class variable and instance variable, static variable is same, but class method and static methods are slightly different. That you're talking about now. What is the meaning of class method and how I can access a class method? Why we need class method? Let's try to explore some points on this class method. So for class method, what I want to say like that, that let me give one example first. And I'm saying I would write a class method. So the class method I'm going to write here, just see here, definition. I can write get prod details, get prod details, right? Yeah. And can you see, yes, there is one attribute called CLS. I'm coming into that. This is colon. I'm not just printing printf, and you can use details like product name, and the product name is, now see what the purpose of this class method. The purpose of the class method is to interact with the static variable, a class variable. This is called class variable, right? If I want to work with this class variable, then how I can access this class variable? Before that we talked about using class name. So can I access the class variable without using class name? Yes, I can access the class variable without using class name also. The approach is using class method. Using class method, I can access a class variable. Using class method, I can access a class variable. To access this class variable, a separate method I have created, and the purpose of this method is to access this class variable. So how I can access this class variable? For this, we have to use one of the attribute inside this method. Its name is CLS. CLS means class. CLS is the short name of class, you can say. CLS. And using this, I have to access the class variable, comma CLS dot class variable is pname. Pname. Okay. So this is a specific method. The purpose of this method is to the argument of this method is CLS. The purpose is using the CLS, I'm going to access the class variable, right? Right. So that's why this class method. This is called class method. Now, to identify it as a class method, how to understand this is a class method? One option is that from the CLS argument, you can understand it's a class method. Another is that it will work only when you will use one decorator. With this method, the name of the decorator is @ class method. Use this decorator @ class method. Then only it will work. So just see here, it is working or not. Just see this, it is working or not. Control C. And let's come to our program. I'm going to define this class method. Control V. Okay. Okay. File save. Done. And this class. Okay, I have to use some indentation here. I'll save it. This is my class method. So how I'm going to access this class method? I can access this class method using class name product dot get product details. Save it and execute. Product name is electronics. Right? It's working. Right, this is a class method, right? So if I want to say about this class method, how I'm going to define this class method, then first point I want to say for this class method, first point I want to say that for every class, Python virtual machine will create one class object. For every class, Python virtual machine will create one class object. Okay. So and so this will be created implicitly. Okay, and to hold the class level information, this class object is created. You can say like to hold class level info, this object is created. Okay. So right. Okay, so now here for this class method, we are using one of the attribute called CLS, right? So the CLS means current class level object, or class sort name is defined as CLS. That also you can say. So we have to use the decorator at the class method. We have to use this decorator. Point out this class method. This is used class method. Okay. So mainly it is used to, so this is the class method. The concept is there in Python. The main purpose of this class method is to deal with this class variable we can deal with. So, and you can work with this only when you are going to use this decorator at the class method. So if you don't want to use assume, I don't want to use this decorator, leave it. Okay, so,
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Could you please explain about decorator?
Decorator is nothing but one type of annotation itself, you can say. In Java, we use the concept annotation, right? That is used to provide some metadata information to. Okay, if you're not familiar on that, so why I want to say it is like some related information. Related information means assume I'm saying that inside a class, I'm using one instance variable. What does it mean by this? In Python, if I'm creating instance variable means, or if I'm going to say that when the variables in Pythons are dynamically typed, what does it mean? The meaning of this line is that the data type of a particular variable is defined based on the input. So if it is, if I say dynamically typed language, that means the related information is data type of a particular variable dynamically decided based on the input. So it is a related information about this term. Same like that, for a particular method, I can provide some related details. Related details is it's a class method, and the related information I can provide with a particular decorator. Generally, we use this term for this Python program, but in Java we use the same thing, same with the concept called annotation. So the same like concept. So we use this just so that it will provide some related information to this class, to this method, that it's one examples of class method I'm going to use.
Amita, one thing, if we can use
yes,
the same variable with the class name, then what is the use of this CLS? It's actually performing the same thing.
It's actually performing the same thing. I can access with class name also. The
Exactly.
concept of it's in the same thing, but the concept is that is there any alternative approach to access a class variable without using class name? Then the solution is yes, I have alternative approach. You can
But
use.
Is there any benefit of using this one instead of class name?
Benefit is that
Just to do a
they
different approach.
have in Python. In Java, there is no separate method like that, but in Python, they have a separate method that is said to be as class method, where you are going to access this, and this for the class related details, Python is going to create a separate object, and that object attribute, that is class variable details, I can access separately using a separate method, using a class method, that separate approach to access that class variable method, that we can say. That is a separate approach, you can say here.
Okay, so actually there's a extra benefit for using that. It's a different approach, it's actually nothing else.
It's a different approach to access, you can say. Different
Yeah,
approach. There is no other thing, same. Now the thing is that, I don't want to use CLS, I want to use ELS. I just change that name. CLS, I want to change to ELS. Let's see it is working or not. ELS. Okay. I'll save it and just execute. See, it's working fine. So that name is not that you have to use that name only. Same like self. You don't have to use that same name. Relf, elf, whatever. You can change that name itself. So it is working, right? So the thing is, this name is not fixed, but as per Python documentation or specification, you should follow this CLS. If everyone following the same line, then it will much more specific. You should follow CLS. No, it is not the ending actually. The point is that here they have given another one method called static method. Another method, static method is there. Now we'll say that then how I can differentiate static method and class method, right? Okay, so how I'm going to define that static method? So the definition you can say like that any method that will not deal with class level data, nor it will deal with object level data. This type of method generally defined as an static method. What does it mean? Again, I'm saying, don't touch with static variable and static method is same. Don't go into that concept. Variable concept, as I talked about, class variable is going to access by the class method. If I say this is a class variable, right? Sorry, in Python we use this syntax. It's said to be as a class variable, going to access with class method. Python, they have given this class related information. Now, what is the purpose of this static method in Python? The static method in Python came into picture the purpose of the static method is that to fire or to call some utility method inside a class. Inside a class, see here, this is a method that is dealing with instance variable. Correct. This is a class that is dealing with class variable. Correct. Now, I can have some method that is not dealing with instance variable, neither dealing with class variable. I can have this type of methods also inside a class. Again, I'm saying I can have a particular class. I'm going to define a method, method 2. Okay. And right, okay, and that method 2 you can define like something I'm going to write here, print enter something inside this method, like this is a static method. We will say what is the use of a particular method separately representing. Again, I'm saying the purpose of this method is that if I don't want to access instance variable as well as class variable, I can have a separate method where I'm not going to use neither instance variable nor class variable. That is said to be an utility method inside a class. So that utility method is defined as a static method in Python. So in these examples, I have used a method 2. This is neither going to deal with instance variable, nor it is going to deal with class variable. It is said to be as one type of utility method, as this definition concept actually came. Right. So how I can call this utility method? For this, we have to use another decorator is there. Its name is static method. Static. It's another one decorator. This will tell you that this is a utility method or a static method that you are going to use inside the class. Right. So let me write this class. Copy, and this is a static method that you have written. File, save it. Okay. Now inside this static method, right, you have declared it. Now how I'm going to call this static method? You have to call it class name only. Product dot method 2, utility method that you have declared here. All right. Let me check it's running or not. Just save it. File, save, and execute. Yes, it's working fine. Right. So this static method or utility method we can call using class name. Class method also being called using class name. The difference between is that it is going to neither it is going to deal with instance variable, nor it is going to deal with class variable. Separate utility method we can write inside a class. So how I'm going to define the definition? So just provide the definition for this. In case of a static method, like any method that will not deal with class level data, that will not deal with class level data, right? Or nor it will deal with object level data. It will deal with object level data. So this type of method is called utility method. Is defined as utility. Right. So and we have to decorate with this at the rate method is used for static. So these are the three different set of method is there inside the class. Now when I'm going to work on it, it gives some more input on this. So these are the major three different types of method is there in Python class, right? Okay.